Christy,
and we're the Clarity Girls. And we've had a crazy week of people coming to us talking about how confused they are and they were in search of a little clarity. And so we found that that was kind of the case across the board with people. It was just a little bit of a messy week astrologically and energy-wise. So we're here to give you some tips and tricks on how to get your head straight and get clear about what you want.
Absolutely. So the very first thing is, when the situation is shitty, it's really important to do your best to try to find the gift in the situation, or to try to find the lesson that you're supposed to be learning here. Because usually when things are going bad or it's unclear, you're supposed to be learning something.
And it can be really frustrating to find the lesson because it doesn't make the situation less shitty, but it does keep you from repeating the lesson in other situations later on, because you'll notice most things that happen to you have probably happened before, especially if it's something big that you need to learn about.
Right, yeah. So look for the themes too.
Look for the themes. The next one would be to distance yourself. So this is physical and from the problem. So we find hiking to be extremely therapeutic. Getting out, just kind of separating your energy from everybody else. It's just getting outside in general.
Or worst case scenario, finding yourself a cabin in the woods and shutting yourself out for a week.
Digging a tunnel that only accepts wine and chocolate.
Yeah,
that's
if you can
too.
do that, yeah.
Well, that'll be a business someday, but also just distancing yourself from the problem, because when you have a problem, you tend to think about it and think about it and think about it, and you don't typically end up with new answers.
Right, obsessing doesn't necessarily help us to come to a solution. Usually having distance from that does.
And actually, it just builds resistance from you and your intuition, which is going to give you the correct answers for the best and highest interests of your soul.
So the next thing is to distract yourself. So doing things that are fun, doing things that help you to forget about the situation, that will give you that distance.
We recommend dance parties. Anything physical that's going to bring your soul and your physical body into connection with one another.
Fun with your friends.
Having fun with your friends. Trying something new. If you suck at something, you have to focus on it a little harder. So, take up boxing, bake some new cupcakes.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Chrissy does MMA, so I always try to watch my mouth.
And I do suck at it, so not coordinated.
And as much as you want to distance yourself from things and from the problem, also don't avoid feeling it. There are times where it's going to be important for you to experience those feelings, sit in those, trying to figure out what they're about, what it's triggering in you, and what you need to learn from it. Because if we stuff it down, what happens? It's going to explode and act like a volcano, and you're going to have a nervous mental breakdown and, be
it's
a
not a good look.
It's not attractive.
No.
So connecting with your joy is the next thing. Finding those little things that make you happy.
Chocolate. But not too much chocolate.
Wine. But not too much wine.
Not too much wine.
Finding those little things, or just connecting with friends. There are certain people who just make me feel better.
Yeah, so just doing things that bring more joy into your life. The next thing is to allow yourself to be present with the thoughts and the feelings. Like we said, we don't want to avoid that. So visiting those thoughts and feelings and letting yourself really feel it, because sometimes that helps you to work through it.
Visit, don't spend the night there. Right. This is not a dedicated relationship. We're just going to see how it goes.
Like an hour.
Like an hour
visit.
And if you're going to visit for an hour, plan something fun afterwards, plan a connection with somebody afterwards. Connection really makes a lot of things better. So even just setting aside your phone, putting things down, and connecting with somebody one-on-one usually lifts your vibration, lifts your mood.
Right. And a lot of the situations that we've heard about lately have to do with relationships and connections with people, speaking of that. So recognizing that some of the most challenging people in our lives, or challenging situations, are actually our greatest teachers. So sometimes viewing it like that helps it to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I kind of just step out of it and say, I don't really know what's happening here, but I'm sure it has a point. And sometimes that helps me take out, the seriousness out of it for me. The other thing is, to not put pressure on yourself to figure it out. Time is non-existent. And so, a lot of times we're like, well, we need to figure this out. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I want it done. But a lot of times that actually blocks us from getting the answer, because we're putting so much pressure on, the now to get one when we're not ready.
Yeah. And not getting caught up in the need to handle it right, get it right, all of those things, because we can get so caught up in that we miss any messages from the universe in terms of what direction we should go.
Yeah. And the last tip is to write it out, talk it out. A lot of times our thoughts kind of swirl, but when you put them into thought or, verbalize them or put them into writing form, you actually have a chance to reassess them in a different way.
Or meditate on it, because clearing your mind is always one of the best ways to gain clarity.
We hope this helped, and we hope you have a better, more sunshiny April. Thanks for watching. Bye!